Hey everybody, welcome to my DIY. So today I thought I'd go and put together another table. So this is a time lapse here of just me going through making all the initial cuts on the 2x6s, 2x8s, and 2x10s. And of course I had to get some more from the top and budget out enough. Now I was just do initial 80 grit sanding on all the main pieces for the actual tabletop itself. This new respirator I got has really saved my lungs, if you will. To not hacking and coughing after I'm done sanding. Helped that a lot. Now all the pocket holes. I think I was using the pocket hole jig not as well as it could have been. I wasn't going down far enough with the actual drill bit itself into the wood. I was doing what they recommended with the recommended length and width of the what I was working with. It just didn't seem to grab the extra piece as well as it could have, so it went a little farther. And how we have the assembly of just the initial tabletop itself. More pocket holes. I tell you, I'm going to give Anna White a run for her money on these with the Craig pocket hole jig here. And this is really also inspiring me personally to start using more advanced woodworking techniques than just the pocket hole jig to accomplish a task. The pocket holes are totally fine. I just personally want to do something different and more advanced than just pocket holes themselves. For this method here, I actually went ahead and laid it all out and used a pen or a pencil to mark exactly where I wanted each pocket hole so I knew exactly where to go and so I wouldn't mess it up. And now finally the fun part of screwing all these things in. I noticed too, additionally, make sure there's no dust within the hole itself. A couple times I had to unscrew it, the screw, and blow in it or get rid of some of the dust in there to get it to seat properly within the pocket hole itself. Here I made this little 2x4 template, just the exact width off of the front, off the side, so it has the right underhang, and just positioned perfectly for the 4x4 that's going to go in between those two boards. Thought that would work out. It actually worked out pretty well. I think I might just keep it on hand, so if I ever am asked to make another table like this, I can easily just have it ready to go. Here we have the screw-ins of the 4x4s themselves. Use my table saw to get that 45-degree cut along the side, and just a 7/16 drill bit to get the holes that allow the wood anchors to fit right in. Seemed to help out a lot having the two diagonal pieces to sort of rest on, and I can get a good vertical drill into the board itself. Now, having put the liner in for the actual holder that's going to hold all the drinks, got that in there, so I can go and secure the rest of it to the actual underside of the table itself. Found a little attachment for my drill, so I can just screw these in a lot quicker than by hand. And this is just the finger piece or the hand piece to lift the lid of the actual drink holder, and the here's going to be the exact middle of the patio table itself, just a hole for the umbrella. And the fun joy of sanding. It was a beautiful day out there, so I thought I'd go outside. And then I wouldn't be inside the stuffy garage too. So here it is, another table put together. This one is not for us; it's for somebody else. They asked me to make it for them, so I went ahead and did that. All the dimensions are obviously a little different than the one I made for ourselves. That's going to be out back right now. And you'll notice obviously there's no stain or finish on it. They want to do it themselves as well, which I was completely okay with. But anyway, kind of a little bit different characteristics about it. There's just the one box itself, going to be for holding cold beverages, and then they also wanted a hole in the middle, very smartly, for a umbrella. Put the base underneath. It's going to hold it just fine. Actually, I might think about doing that for ours. We'll see. And also wanted some chairs, but I didn't include the chairs in the video. Pretty basic stuff. I was very unhappy with the video I made for our table. I want to go and get this table. Definitely a better representation of what actually occurred, and not just me talking in between actions, actually showing the actions while I do the build itself. Not much else to talk about really. I really don't like Douglas fir at all. I think I'll probably not be using it anytime soon after this project. But you do what you do to get it done, if you will. Any questions about this project, just please let me know. It was actually a little more time consuming than I had allotted. I was thinking it'd probably take about 10 hours to complete. I was probably more around 15 to 20 hours, all grand total, to do the whole build itself, which included the chairs. So the table itself still probably about maybe 10, 15 hours, we'll see. And then the sanding, of course, which you just saw, not too hard. The frustrating thing is just the Douglas fir itself, how you might screw it in, and 5 minutes later you're looking at it and it's like a ½ inch warped from where it used to be. Unlike other wood, pine, Douglas fir, that kind of stuff, other wood you're using, more expensive wood you're using, that's not going to happen. It's going to hold in place and stay there. So one benefit about using more expensive wood is that it will do what you want it to do versus this cheaper wood here. But again, this table wasn't that expensive in considering it's a homemade table from scratch, if you will. So again, a lot of fun with SketchUp. I want to go ahead and thank Jay Bates for putting out an instructional video on how to use SketchUp. I had no idea how to use it before it started, so I just kind of followed his method. And then that's really how I made the design for this table, was completely all in SketchUp. Great tool to use to formulate the plan and then go ahead and dive into it. So I think I've done enough talking for one night. Just want to say thanks for watching my DIY, and have a good day, everybody.